And Maria, thank you for being here with us today. We are talking today about the leadership, but there was one agility lesson. So that's important when you have these online things. So leadership, it's not just about the leading people. You are a manager to someone and then you should do something with them. It's more like the state of mind, the mission, the vision. You are supporting people to learn and grow and develop through their full potential. Today, we are talking about leadership. I will be your host today. My name is Anna, and I'm coming from Atria Group as a junior HR consultant and also Erickson professional coach, but I'm not the person that the spotlight should be on today. I have one really special guest, and I would say that this woman is a Wonder Woman because she is an executive coach, the C-level manager with a wide range of experience, 17 years of experience in banking sector. Now she is a coach, she's a trainer. And when we talk about her passion and when we talk about something that really moves her, it's quantum physics. Ladies and gentlemen, with me today is Maria Ilieva. Dear, welcome.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you very much for the invitation. It's a pleasure for me.
Okay, I told some few things about you, about your career, but I would kindly ask you to introduce yourself to our guests.
Okay. Okay, so I started my career in a banking sphere 23 years ago. So I've been 17 years there in different positions. Chief accountant, head of private banking, board member, executive director, and finally chief executive officer and chairman of a board for 7.5 years. Mm-hmm. I had the chance to be in these positions during the changes in Bulgaria, after the communist regime changed. I was maybe on the proper place with the proper education. So the foreign banks were looking for managers, young people with language skills. And I had the chance to work in all these institutions. I started in BNP Paribas, then moved to Bank Austria, Hypo Vereins, and finally Bayern LB, Munich, Bayerische Landesbank, Munich office in Bulgaria. So doing different various activities there, starting with, as I said, retail, then corporate, treasury, all sorts of business activities. And I was buying banks, selling banks, merging banks, greenfield operations. Finally, the final was to sell the bank to another bank. And after I left the bank, I had a clause, non-competition clause for 12 months, not working in a banking sphere. And the first thing I did was to go and sign up for coaching, because that was something I wanted to do a long time ago and I didn't have time. So, and I remember your colleague, Pedja, who told us on the first day, on the first module, don't take any important decisions, wait until the course finished, and then some of you may change your even lives, but don't hurry up. And actually I hurry up and I decided to really switch to this profession, which is aligned with my values and my experience. And now being with this experience and being able, the business experience plus being able to coach executives, I feel really completely happy of what I'm doing.
So that was the really right move, and this is very rich biography, and thank you for sharing. You mentioned that in your career you worked very much with the leaders and the managers. So I have one first question for you. What are the competencies that every great leader should have?
This is it's a complex. The competencies should be, the first thing in my mind is to have a vision. Every leader should have a vision, because leader means to lead people to somewhere, So you have to know where and why, and you have to be with a view on the global picture to consider all circumstances and where the world is going, where your company is going, where the people wants to go. So once you have this vision, then you have to be able to transfer it to the people, to motivate them, to inspire them to go into that direction. And here the communication skills come, because the leader should be able to express that vision to every single person in the organization in their own language. So it's not like the leader has to be listened, but like he has to be able to use all sorts of skills to transfer this information and motivation to the people. Sometimes there are different tools to do it, but you have to be flexible enough to do it. So the leaders are not doing the thing itself. They just show the direction, motivate people, make sure that right people on the right places, manage the time, of course, be good organizer, and create a space for them to do their job. Protect them, provide feedback, protecting and expressing their interest to the above levels, and also transfer the information from supervisory boards or whomever it is above to them in a proper way, in their language, with their level of understanding. So this is for me the leader. It's very much human resources, psychology, flexibility, and vision. Very much.
Absolutely. And when you mentioned the communication, it's really important to be a very good listener and to ask the right questions. And there are some really big parts of the coaching that was your love on the first sign. So coaching is really popular methodology in today's business. And I would like to ask you why we say that coaching is premium leadership tool and why business people should use it even.
Because the world is changing very much. The cultures, the world is global. I mean, the style of managing people like it was in the past, using fear or power or some sort of pressure on the people, is not anymore on the table. People are much more intelligent, especially the young generation. They want to be motivated. They have to be inspired. And coaching is such tool, because there, all these questions which are asked there, why it is important for you, what that will bring to you, especially how you will feel if you achieve that goal, is allowing them to really come to their values and get to know what they want and why. To have that clarity and to make the path for them clear and achievable, how to do it, when, what to do, and then the results are coming by itself. So when the right setup is there, the right people on the right places with the right motivation, linked to their own values and interests, then the work is just, the results are just coming. So the leaders and the people are not anymore focused on the budget goals anymore like in the past, even not on the salary or all sorts of benefits which were like so famous in the past. Now people want to have more personal development, more personal interests and hobbies, flexible working time, free time, all sorts of interests, because the information is everywhere. They can listen and hear all sorts of interesting things, and they want to be able to reach them, to have access to them. And that's why all these tools are helping to the managers and to the people to get the answers of these very, very, very important questions, and around them to set up the organization, the goals, or whatever it is within the organization.
Yeah, I completely agree. Every person should have some vision and some common goal connected with work they are doing. So if they don't see the value, they will go somewhere else. So that's the thing. You mentioned that during the past years you did so much job and conversation with managerial people like leaders, and I would like to ask you, what are some main obstacles that they are facing with, and how coaching helps them to overcome them?
Well, here the obstacles are more or less the same, one and the same. They have to deal with with different various of projects, with time management, with human resources management, with conflict resolutions, with communication problems, with personal issues, because very often we are starting with some business issues and then it turns up to be something else, which is coming from more personal part. So, I mean, here we are on the stress management. All these issues are valid for executives very much. And the biggest problem, which I had myself, and that's why I liked coaching very much, was that on that executive level position, in most of the cases, these people are completely alone. Alone means they do not have peers on their level. They have bosses on the top, which gives them the tasks and the goals and the budget figures or whatever it is. And then they have people below them, which they cannot talk to them in the same way, like on the same level. So they are completely alone and there is no one to give them advice, suggestions, and to help them how to deal with so many different variety of questions they have to do. Very much linked to, as I said previously, human resources issues, psychology stuff. And that's why coaching is really helping them very much to get the line with the answers which are there. They just have to reach them, to relieve the stress and be able for 1 hour to really close their eyes and go and ask all these questions and receive the answers, not from outside, but from within. And then, of course, they 100% believe and trust to the answers, and they are supported very much, like you have invisible friend next to you. This is something which I missed very much, and that's why I was thinking if I had coach in my career, it would be different. Yeah. And now, of course, they're addressing all sorts of topics like that, but this help which they receive, the support of the coach is something really, really, really very valuable. All of them are sharing that. Yeah. Because it's not like a mentor, it's not like a consultant, it's somebody else's experience, it's somebody else's situation. Coaching is something really, really very, very personal, very intimate, and it's their own trust source of information, which they, with the help of the coaches, are able to access.
I completely agree, because you don't have just the information that you have from your conscious mind. Coaching helps you to dig down really deep and to reconnect with your values and things you really maybe forgot you have and you want to know. So I completely agree with you. And I have like one more question for you. It's like, what are the most common results achieved by the leaders you have worked with? Like, what are the results coaching gave to them?
Yeah, this is very common these days to implement coaching culture within the organizations. And there are many statistics around this, could be seen in the ICF, I think, page or somewhere. But generally, it improves all sorts of HR issues like motivation, turnover, self-satisfaction, teamwork, time management, of course, better results at the end. And I don't remember exactly the figures, but it was like between 26 to 35 in this range. All these factors are increased due to implementing corporate culture within the organizations. And this is a proven track record. Statistics could be seen, checked, the source. because as we start our conversation, when the people found their place, their motivation, their link to their values, the results are definitely improving in all areas. Could be project, could be conflict, could be anything. All, as I said, teamwork, communication, satisfaction of the employees, time management, all these are really improving.
Yeah, and these are really important areas for every single manager. And
usually if we had one manager, then he's sending the middle managers, and then the middle managers sending HRs. And the fact that they're sending all these people, I mean, self-marketing within the organization is really showing that they have results themselves. First step is the way how they communicate. Very often they say, you know, I start to ask questions to my colleagues and I really change. I can notice myself not doing one and the same thing, but now, and it really works, you know, and they're telling different stories around that. So this is really the very first step. And then in the end, again, I cannot really quote exact numbers of improvement, but companies with and without corporate coaching, corporate culture within the organizations are really different.
Yeah. I would like to invite you, if you have any questions for our guest, you can ask them. I would kindly ask my colleague Christina to let us know if there are some questions on comments on the Facebook right now.
No, so far no comments.
Okay, then we will proceed as well. We are chatting with the coffee and everything. In the end of March, we will have one really great training. It's named Coaching Competencies for Leaders, and you will be the trainer on this training. So my question for you, who and why should apply and come?
Yes, this is going to be very exciting also for me. This training, as I said, me being a leader and knowing the values of Erickson coaching to change the world one conversation at a time.
Yeah.
And personally, Marilyn Atkinson, 3% of the people, if they come to this coaching culture, we may change the world. And imagine these 3% are the decision makers, the ones who can very quickly implement their decisions and the ones who take that decisions. So all the decision makers are very welcome and invited to participate. Decision makers could be from the top executive level, middle executive level, HRs very much. So all sorts of managers who has the power to take decisions, to implement decisions, and wants to improve their work within the organization and have in the job descriptions working with 12 people or 8 people or some number of staff, and very much rely on this proper communication and cooperation with the staff, and who wants to be able to manage their time, their stress level, their motivation, and to know how to motivate people below them and take more efficient decisions based on values and real values, which, I mean, the results, if the motivation is touched and linked to the real values, is definitely there. So everybody who is working with people and is responsible for something, teams, results, are welcome to participate. They will see very quickly the result in their work.
Yeah. I now have one really tough question for you. If there is just one value that you would like to be the biggest value of this training, what it would be?
Awareness. For me, the word awareness means really to open your eyes, your mind, your soul, and to see something new, and to say, oh, now I know. And once you know, everything else is following.
Yeah, the big aha moment.
Awareness. Because, these days people are overloaded with information from TV, from newspapers, from everywhere. Ready decisions. You should eat this, you should do these sports, you should do that, and people are not thinking. They don't think. They don't have to think, because somebody else is telling them why and what and when and how, and they don't have to think. And very often a very simple question, why it is important for you, make them think. And once they start to think, they become aware. And once they become aware, the things changed. So awareness, all these practices make people aware who they are, what they want, why, and link them to their inner selves, their inner values. And in the end of the day, makes them happy. Yeah. And if they're happy, the organization is happy, the results are there, and we are happy too.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this big message. It was a huge pleasure to be here with you, to meet you in person. Well, through the screen, but fine, we will meet in person.
We are flexible.
I believe, yeah. And I'm really glad that we will see each other in March. Thank you for your patience, for your agility, and for your time. So, Christina, if there is some questions right now, we can answer it, or we can slightly end this live.
No comments.
Thank you very much from my side. Also, I'm looking forward to deliver this very, very exciting training, and hope to see you soon.
See you soon, Maria. Bye, and thank you so much once again.
Bye.
Bye.